Why would anyone hate us, Giorgio?
Why?
Giorgio, look. Broettes, we're going live again.
Fuck it, we're doing it.
We had some cancellations, if you will. And we don't go out like that. We just keep it fucking rolling because the show must
go on.
And we start drinking because of it. So we'll have a fun little live right now before we go to our not live event, but our meetup at Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, right?
Yeah.
And we are here with one of my faves.
Well, the one and only. Giorgio.
And your faves, too.
Yeah, you guys love him.
You guys love the man, the myth, Papa Giorgio. Hi, buddy. Hey.
Hi.
Look at this is what he looks like, girls. Cute, huh?
All the girls are like, I follow his OnlyFans.
Have they ever seen... But if they don't follow you on Instagram, have they seen you on...
Well, there's like no pictures of me on my Instagram. There's a caricature of me.
That's so true. There's
not a single picture of me on my
There
Insta,
isn't.
I don't think anymore.
Oh, I guess I didn't even
Tiffany's
realize that.
fact-checking right now.
Yeah, fact check it, Tiff.
I'm letting people know we're live.
Oh, nice. Okay. Giorgio
Yeah, why don't we
is...
just do this? This is a hang. I'm just going to switch.
Oh, no, this is good. Yeah, just do this one so we can look at you.
I can just get drunk the whole time.
You're just such a delightful, weird, complicated, funny person, I think.
I try.
Hardworking.
I
we
try.
love.
Yeah,
You
those
try?
are all good adjectives to describe me.
Right?
I really appreciate all those.
The weird
fact that
one.
you said funny, that I'm like,
You are funny. I think
she
you're
gives
funny.
hope.
You're funny. You're funny.
But you're a sweetheart. You're very hardworking.
and you
Easy
are
to talk to.
you're an open book, and I think if anyone watches any of the shows, the guys, the sports, the whatever, when something comes up that we throw to Giorgio, you will literally answer completely honestly, no matter what it is.
Always. And it's pretty cliche. So the end of Donald Glover's Childish Gambino's first album, Camp,
Okay.
he tells this story about going to a summer camp with this girl and like falling in love with this girl at summer camp and riding back on that last bus ride with her. And he uses the word destiny. And it's one of those like record scratch moments where she like doesn't say anything because like she was definitely friend zoned him this entire camp and he totally didn't get it.
Oh.
So she just didn't say anything for the rest of the bus ride, and he pretended to be asleep. And he tells this elegant story at the end of his first album, and he says, I'm going to make it all for everyone, always, all the time. So it's just like wearing your heart on your sleeve. No one can like be surprised or make fun of you for who you are if you're just openly who you are.
Oh, it's so true. That's what I fucking say, though.
Giorgio, that's great.
That's what I say. It's
Yes.
like, you know what? If people are gonna hate me, at least they hate the real me, right? People like me.
I can
they like,
see that. I can. You make that. Never mind.
They like the real me. I'd rather be in that category than be in love with me for being for being someone I'm not, for being fake,
right.
right? But you do wear your heart on your sleeve. You did it
That's
better than a lot of
beautiful.
other people I know. I'm not really that great at it sometimes, but you're good at it.
That
you. I
is
appreciate it.
beautiful.
And also too, he doesn't, you talked about this before. He's like, I'm a type A guy. He's like, but I put it aside when it need to, and I don't have to like come into the room and be like, I'm fucking type A, like beat my chest.
Yeah.
Right?
But you said you used to be like that. So we're going to just start a little bit from the beginning. What was Giorgio like when he would come into the room and try and be the most alpha dude? What was that about?
Well, this is my college athletic career. So like I was
Okay.
always raised as like being the best and being the very best of the best. And if you weren't number one, if you weren't first, you're last. And I was kind of always raised that way. My family was a sports family. I competed very highly for the University of Missouri with a very
Really?
successful wrestling team.
You went to UMSL?
No.
University of Missouri?
Mizzou.
Oh,
M-I-Z-Z-O.
Mizzou. Oh my.
Did you guys know this?
How did I not know this?
No, you had no idea. Yeah, I
She's
went to
through
Mizzou.
and through.
Yeah, you
Man, I used
had-
to go party at Mizzou because I went to Lindenwood University.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. I hated it.
So like all the athletes who couldn't go D1 went to Lindenwood to get a full ride because they didn't want to pay for school.
Giorgio, calm down. We can always cut your feet, okay?
No,
I need
that's
you to
true.
cut-
Though. No, but here's the thing. For me, like I did not want to go to high school. I did not
No.
want to go to college in Missouri.
No.
And my parents were like, go to Maryville, go wherever. And they wanted me to go to a Christian one. And like Lindenwood was still kind of under the category of Christian, right? So when I went into their stupid admin office, I was so mad. The track coach came in and he was like, he asked my times. He goes, give her the full ride. And I was like, fuck yes. And that's how it worked.
That's how it goes. And because you guys were NAIA at that time, right?
Yeah, NAIA.
Yeah, and you got your scholarship the entire time you were there.
You did.
No matter what. So as soon as you signed that paper, you got your scholarship.
Correct. So that's why
What the hell kind of socialist shit is that?
it was great. Believe me, it was great because I was like,
Believe me, it was great.
We did a track meet at LSU, and a bunch of us were all hungover and drunk. And like, while the coach got mad at us,
You're like,
we're like, what are
"What are you
you gonna do?"
So all the kids who got kicked out of D1 would like, yo, I'm going NAIA, and then they would sign that scholarship,
Yep.
and then like get a DUI or just like not show up to practice and show up to games. They'd like
Sure.
smoke weed on the bus, and it's
Sure.
just like, how are you athletes?
Yeah.
Yep. So he was a real athlete.
Real athlete. And what was your sport? Hugging men on a
Touching dudes.
on a bed,
Yeah.
right?
On a ghost bed actually.
Hugging
Yeah.
hugging men on a mat, right?
Yeah.
Or no, what did you really do? I'm just joking.
No, I was a wrestler.
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 Yeah.
That's a tough sport.
It is.
For sure. And your weight. Like, I'm curious, did that affect, do you think, anything when it came to your weight?
Me
And
mentally?
your metabolism?
Do you think that affected me now? Like, what are you asking?
Yeah.
Cutting
so-
weight that much?
Yeah, cutting, like gaining, cutting, like gaining, cutting, like cutting in probably a probably a not so healthy
I think
way.
it gave me a bladder condition.
It did.
It's either that or the amount of caffeine that I take in. Like, obviously, caffeine is a diuretic, and I drink a lot of coffee and like smoke weed and sometimes vape. So like all those.
Yeah,
things
you're
make
super
the other
high
one-
right now, right?
Oh, mega big.
Yeah. Mega
I
time.
smoked a good 2-gram joint like right before I walked in here. Like once the things were plugged in and working, I was like, all right, I got time.
Here's my relationship with Giorgio. I felt so dorky and mom-like having to be like, hey, dude, can you smoke your weed outside? Because
Oh,
I'm
yesterday?
getting high.
Well-
And that makes me, I'm such a dork, I know. But as everyone
That was
knows,
strong.
like smoking weed, like at all is very hard for me. It's a hard thing.
All that means is I got that good.
Yeah,
I
dude.
got that
You did.
loud. Like,
Usually-
you're getting that contact high from like 45 feet, fam.
Dude.
You did.
Well, now
Like-
let's be clear. You puff on weed all day long. So
Yeah.
it's not just like a one-time thing.
Why are you hating?
It was this whole.
You
why
had
do you
a,
hate
well,
me?
because you had a joint, right? Am I getting it right?
So she had flour.
had a
He had
joint.
flour, which nobody smokes that anymore. Everyone has the cartridge. And
I know,
shit.
but he had a full-on joint. So I turned around and I was like, "Oh my god!" And he was just, "Got my joint. What's up?" And I got some weed knowledge from you as well.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like I wouldn't say a weed expert, but like I can talk shop with the best of them. And I've probably smoked the best drugs there are on the planet.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
Did you sell them or just get hooked up with them?
Oh, I was arrested for selling drugs in 2012.
Were you?
Oh, for sure. That ruined my life.
it ruined your life.
I mean, it definitely put it on hold for a good 5-6 years.
I was too.
Dang. You arrested for drugs too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I quit wrestling in 2012, and then I sold drugs because I gave away my scholarship immediately. I didn't realize they just like take that like that second, and then you owe that a whole semester's tuition again. So like, obviously, me quitting sports very quickly, parents being a big fan of that, they were like, not too happy with you. So I was like, I got to pay this tuition. Started selling weed. Year and a half later, cops, enter my home.
Enter your home.
Well, back
those
in,
were the days.
But here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Back in the day, weed was like, right? Because what year was that?
How insane is that now?
2012.
Yeah. That was when. So what were you arrested for?
So mine was I had gotten a root canal. Now look, let me preface this with I loved pills. What?
I had to be on a call. Keep going.
You have to be on a
I'm the worst person in the world.
No,
You have
go.
to be on a call? Yeah. A work call?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to turn off your
Yeah, I'm really sorry,
Okay,
guys. I'll be
you're
back
good.
as soon as this is over, though. So this is going to be like a really weird episode, but we'll see you at the meetup.
Oh, you're done with the episode?
No, just for me. And like, if I'm done with the call, and then I'll come back.
Yeah, he'll
I'll
come
come back
back.
on.
Okay, got it. And then you'll come back
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Yep.
on the call. Very intriguing. So, I had gotten a root canal and they had not given me anything but ibuprofen. And I was like,
This is not working.
I'm like, fuck you. Like
They like give you ibuprofen?
yeah, and like I liked pills at the time, so the ibuprofen was not gonna cut it.
Dude, the
Do you know what I
military
mean?
gave us Percocet.
For sure. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so then I went to my normal pill guy and he gave me this stuff. He said it was Soma. And it looked a little bit weird, but I was like, all right, well, whatever. It's just what you have. I got pulled over for a taillight, and it ended up being hydrocodone.
Yeah.
Not hydrocodone. Methadone.
Or
It was whatever the synthetic heroin one is.
Oh.
If Giorgio was on the show, he'd be able to tell me right now. But it's the one that's like, if I took it, like the cops even told me, like, if you took this, like you would have died.
No way.
If you took it in the same way that you would take a Vicodin or something like that. So thankfully they pulled me over, looked at the pills, found out what they were. And I ended up having a what?
Fentanyl?
Wasn't fentanyl,
Okay.
no. It was, I think it was methadone.
Okay. I was trying to look it up. Yeah, methadone.
Yeah. So I had to deal with a possible felony charge, like kept going back to court to be like, dude, like this is, do you know what I mean? Like this is, this is what happened. No priors, nothing. Like I had 2 pills of the shit that I didn't even take, no distribution, nothing. Like come the fuck on. But I had to go. It took up so much of my life, and I could have had a fucking felony, dude.
Dude, that's
from
nuts.
that.
So they caught you with it, right?
They caught me with it.
Taillight, they just happened to search you?
Yeah, so that's how I got off. Thankfully, I had a public defender that was actually did her fucking
hey,
job.
They're not allowed to on a
yeah, they were like, hey,
stop.
she had her taillight. She was totally sober. There was no reason for them to ask to look into her purse.
Correct.
And she was a young girl that was like, okay, and let them go through my purse and find stuff, which is like, now we know. Thankfully, everyone knows now, and we are in an era where people know their rights a little bit more.
Correct.
But back in the day, it was just like, you're just so trusting and like,
No, believe me, I know.
you know? And so you'd be like, oh, and then thankfully I was able to get off with that. And it was just totally dismissed.
So did
'Cause
they
it was
arrest you in that moment?
Yes.
So they arrest you?
They arrested me. I sat in the front with the cop. So it was just like, because I was sober and younger. And so he just like, I sat in the front. I wasn't even in the back or handcuffed or anything. And he was like asking me about restaurants that were like on the street. Not that he was hitting on me, but I was just kind of like.
He was just chill.
Like what? Yeah. I'm
and
like.
you were confused probably even more.
Yeah. And I was just like, this is so stupid because you're mad at them.
Because you're being fucking arrested and you're sitting there going, dude, I got duped. Like, I didn't even know I had this. And why?
Yeah, I was more pissed at my fucking pill guy, right?
Sure.
Like, dude, you could have fucking killed me. That was the other thing I was thinking. So now I'm like, the guy goes, dude, seriously, like if you're telling the truth and you have never taken stuff like this before, it would have been very, very bad for you. And I'm just like, so part of me is like thanking him.
Yeah.
And I'm sober, so I'm not fucking pissed. I'm just kind of like, holy shit.
But reality is like hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
Like this could have been really bad.
Yeah.
So they brought you to
So then
jail.
I got arrested. I was there. You know, it's kind of like a drunk tank situation, of which I've had many, right? Where you just stay for the night, or they book you and fill out the paperwork that they arrested you and you're here, and then they let you go. I forget if that's the one that I bailed out or not, but yeah.
Shit.
So I was, but it was.
How old were you?
I was definitely over 18, but not old enough to drink
yet.
So it was like in between somewhere there, maybe 20, maybe 18. I can't really remember, but it was definitely something that I was like,
oh, but you were arrested before, you said.
oh yes. I have the judge at one point
Was like, hi, Jessie.
he had said,
No way.
I was at a court hearing for something else, a DUI or something. And I've never said this on air. Whatever, I guess I'm drinking. But
it's okay.
The judge had said, I'm looking at your rap sheet. And I was like, holy shit. And I was with like a boyfriend that didn't, it was like kind of newer, but he went to court with me. How fun. He must have really loved a certain type of gal.
Sure.
And so wasn't really looking for marriage, if you know what I mean. And we were dating, and he's like, did he just say rap sheet? And I was like,
Did they start asking a question like, how many does it take to be on a rap, like to be a rap sheet?
I think everyone knows that if a judge says rap sheet, it means that there are many things on it.
Because you talked before about getting pulled over and getting a DUI.
Yeah.
With drinking, when you're like eating that burger and like in love with it, and
I was just going super slow.
Yeah, and
I
you were
wasn't
going too
like
slow.
driving erratic. I was going so
super
slow
slow.
that the cops behind me must have been laughing their asses
Yeah.
off and just being like, let's just see, because they followed me forever. Let's just see what she does.
I'm pretty sure many young 20-year-olds or even underage kids who have drank have driven at some point where they thought to themselves, how did I get home? I probably should have been pulled over, and I'm so lucky I didn't get a
100%.
DUI. Because I'll be honest, anytime anyone in our squadron, when we were all younger, got a DUI, I know that sounds terrible because we all would get in trouble for that one guy, and people would shit on him and be like, thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah.
But so many guys would be like, hey, man, if it wasn't you, it would have been one of us. And I know that's terrible to say, but people did stupid things. And, that's when it was finally like, okay, let's grow up. Let's make sure we have a ride. It's fine to leave your car. Like, all these other things. Like, there's no reason to even.
I know, but you remember that time.
No, I do remember the time because you're invincible.
Ubers. Well, that too, but before Ubers, before cabs, before it was like really easy to get around. Like, if there's people like around our age that have never had a DUI and drink, it's a fucking miracle.
Me.
Because, right? Because
I'm
we
lucky.
did always, you don't leave your car place. Back in the day,
no,
you
you never
leave
left
your
car. And honestly,
places.
a lot of times you wanted to get home because you didn't know if someone was bothering you, following you.
Right.
You wanted to take yourself. You couldn't trust anyone
Right.
else. Believe me, when we did go to college that first year at Lindenwood, we had this, more like downtown, and it was still pretty close to the college, but there were so many times that I was so wasted.
Exactly.
Like, could not even remember that. Like, I would wake up and be like, oh my God, my car. I didn't even know where my car was at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I would think to myself, like, Tiffany, that's really bad. Like, don't ever do that again. And,
Yeah.
I've definitely was stupid back in the day.
I've definitely gotten a couple DUIs, and the first one I was like, I was underage, so even just one is not okay. And I was like, so pissed, like, what the fuck? I didn't even have any, like, I didn't even blow, whatever.
Yeah.
And the second one as well. But what I realized in alcohol school, which is what they make you go to for a year. Yeah, if you get a DUI. I forgot you don't know about it. Yeah, you pay $10,000. You get $10,000.
You pay $10,000?
$10,000 if you have a DUI, it will cost you $10,000 all told. As far as like getting your license taken away, the insurance it's going to take you, paying for alcohol school, paying for all this stuff, it's $10,000. It is huge, big industry.
I had no
They don't
clue.
do it as much, but certain cities, if you're like, oh yeah, the cops are bad around here, because they use that money for the city. It's almost like parking tickets, stuff like that. They'll camp out by bars and shit. There's no reason to fucking do that, right?
So all you guys hang out by a Waffle House or a Whataburger or Taco Bell or something.
That's the thing. Like, all you have to do
You're
is
find
just like
every drunk person there past midnight.
Always. And why can't you just like follow them home, make
clue,
sure they're okay? Like, I don't know.
The only thing that I knew was that, so the military, right? So a lot of these guys, they would get slapped by the military, traditionally if they were trying to come on base with it. But if they did get caught downtown, they would get hit by, the civil court.
Yeah.
And they would get hit by the military. It was double. And we always kind of felt bad for them. Like, dude, you fucked up, but you really fucked up this time,
Dang, dude.
And on top of probably going through that course, which I know there's a military course. And
so you have to do both.
ADAPT and everything, like alcohol, drugs, and alcoholic prevention training or something like that, where it definitely takes a toll on your career and being promoted and goes in your file permanently. And and you can't drive on base. Like, they take away your driving abilities on base. So a lot of guys, if they lived off base, would have to drive through this checkpoint, leave their car, and either bike, run, or get a ride from someone. And sometimes it would be for a whole year you couldn't drive on base because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a year.
A lot of times they would try to really nail it in.
Really nail it, depending on your alcohol content, right?
Sure.
Like, or your blood alcohol level, which like my last one was 0.2, which if anyone knows is, I'm not sure how I was functioning, alive, driving, how I ordered the burger. Like, who were the people at Del Taco that were like, yep, this girl seems fine. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, when I got the DUI, that was like, I only had one drink, and you get pissed and you're like, fuck. And you hear people talking about it like, I only had one. These fucking cops, they're fucking blah, blah, blah. And the point is, I had driven so many other times drunk. Like you're saying, you wake up and you go, oh my God, I got away with it. So I had gotten away with it drinking more, and that was just payment. And you got to just thank the stars that you didn't get caught those other times.
That you didn't.
And you actually got caught.
Hurt yourself, kill anyone else, and get caught.
Yeah. I'm there now at the time. And if you hear anyone talk that just got a DUI or you know, in the early stages of going to that alcohol school, they're blame. Like,
Are they?
You know, like they set me up. They were waiting outside the bar. You know, this place is a training ground for da da da. I had all the like, I would say all of that because you're just like delusional, right? And the fact is, you made the choices.
Yeah.
It's just taking responsibility, right?
Yeah.
And it happens when you get older.
And realizing you have a problem and to not do that.
Right. And
You
I
can
don't have a
still drink and
problem.
have fun.
Right. I don't have a problem with drinking.
No. The problem was that you got
Problem with
behind-
driving.
The problem is that you got behind the wheel. Wow. That's the problem.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So my sister's ex-boyfriend was in jail for 2 years because of DUIs.
Because he had too many?
So I think, don't correct me. It's
possible.
You might correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
or I don't know.
100%
I don't
it's
know
possible.
This 100%. But I know that he got 3. And I know, three
Yeah.
in a certain span of time. And I think that if you're on like some type of probation and you get one within like, I don't even know what the span of time is, but I think he had 2 fairly close to each other. And the last one was, he was drunk and he fell asleep in his car in the front seat and he was caught. And they considered that one because apparently the keys were in.
Oh, see, no.
Even though he didn't drive. And so I don't know if it was Missouri or what.
That one's a little bit fucked
But the
up,
judge served him as an example, supposedly, right? Like, you're going to be the example. Like, this is the end of the road for you. It's 2 years in jail, dude.
All right, well, I'm going to
And first he went to like, I don't want to say maximum, but he went to a fucking pretty bad jail at first where it was like murderers and rapists and, you know, sex offenders. And he wasn't doing like, he would call my sister and be like, what the fuck? And then he got brought to a better one, obviously, you know, something just for like people who sold drugs or alcohol or something like, I don't know. Simple.
I think there was probably an option because I had this option one time too, but I think there was probably an option for him to pay a shit ton of money or jail time. And really when you've already paid so much money in DUIs, when somebody gives you the option of like, because I was given the option to go 90 days.
Were you?
Or pay this insane amount, lose my license for this, all this shit. And I was like,
90?
let's do it.
Did you?
But my lawyer was like, they're going to Lindsay Lohan you. You'll be out in a couple days. And I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
So I've been arrested.
Like real-time arrested?
Real-time arrested.
Handcuffs? Jail? How many days were you in? The clink?
It was just
the night?
It was just, well, because it happened on I want to say it happened on a Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
So it was there like Saturday night and then through Sunday. And then Monday was when they can get me out. I think.
Saturday night, Sunday, and you got out Monday?
I'm pretty sure. I remember being in there for a bit because Sunday apparently no one could get you out at that time because you couldn't see a judge because no one was working. And
did you get clothes? Did you go upstairs? Or did
I
you
did.
stay in like a...
I had fucking clothes on.
Did you have to pull the butt cheeks apart and cough and
No,
all that?
I didn't have to do that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh.
No. At least no. Because it was such a long time ago. Here's the worst part about it. Young Tiff, no joke.
We are going for it. No. I feel
Actually-
like now I'm feeling like nervous that I said too much. But go ahead.
Here's the thing. We're honest on this fucking show. So
Yeah, and
here's
look,
the
we've
worst
got
part
a
about it.
past. We've got a past.
We all have a fucking past. And you can look it up anyway. Actually, I don't think you can find anything on me because everything was dropped and it's whatever.
Yeah.
Here's what made me mad. I did have a drinking problem when I was younger. Like, I legitimately abused alcohol for me, right?
What did that look like? What do you mean you had a problem? It just you would get too drunk to... What do you mean you had a problem?
I mean,
clearly it affected your life because you were in
No,
jail.
because that wasn't drinking though. This is what I'm trying to explain. Okay.
Oh.
So the military was like could have said I had a drinking problem. I don't know. So here's the thing, right? To them, I know that it was an issue for me. It was my problem because what would happen is instead of dealing with reality with things, I would drink. Instead of sticking up for myself to the guys I work with who would sexually harass me and some try to sexually assault and all these other things, I would bury it down deep and I would fucking drink. In order for me to feel like I had to be a fun person and deal with all the bullshit out in the bars with the guys I worked with or anything, I drank. So to me, it was my problem, right? It was like, I never had a problem with work. I never got in trouble at work. I was always at work on time. I never had relationships anyway, right? So the issue is like, I'm almost mad with how much I drank that I didn't get thrown in jail because of the drinking. That would make more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That it was something totally different.
Correct. So as I cleaned my act up, on my fucking own, I cleaned my act up, right? I stopped drinking. I would go out and I started to come into myself. I would go out with the guys and have fun. I'd be their DD purposely, right? So I know I couldn't drink because the guys depended upon me. I drank a ton of Red Bulls that night. I would tell the funniest stories about them the next morning that they couldn't remember, and it felt good so that I can have fun with them still.
Right.
So I was now the DD. I would now not go out all the time, and I wasn't drinking anymore. And this is when I met my ex-husband. So my ex-husband and I were like just starting to date. My ex-husband was very violent on alcohol.
One of those.
Yeah, he would get really violent and fight a lot on alcohol. So we're out one night. I'm a DD, right? We hit one bar. We go to the casino. We have a brand new casino in the area. It's really, really nice. It's upscale. We go there. I'm taking care of my ex and this other guy. My ex
Sober.
Sober.
Yeah. You're sober. They're
I
not.
had not had a lick of fucking alcohol.
Right.
Hanging out with my girlfriends. All of a sudden, I get, Tiffany, come here. And they're like, hey, your ex is getting into a fight with the bartender right now. My ex is reaching over the bar, trying to punch the bartender in the face because apparently the bartender yelled at him for supposedly spilling a drink on some girl. I grab him. I'm like, hey, settle down. Let's calm it down. Let's be cool, right? So anyway, he ends up getting kicked out eventually of the casino bar. And all of his buddies are trying to tell him, dude, calm the fuck down, man. And he starts trying to fight. Like, all of his buddies circled him. He's a big dude, too. He's, like, ripped. All of his buddies circle him, and he starts trying to fight all of his buddies in the casino area.
Hey, you know.
Right? And so I'm trying to be like...
That's casino fun for
I'm just
ya.
trying to be like Mama Bear here.
Yeah.
This is annoying as fuck to me, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm not a fighting drunk, and I don't do any of this shit, so this is annoying.
Right.
So I'm like,
You're like,
gathering
guys,
our
can't
jackets.
we just dance? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gathering our jackets, trying to get our buddy to come with us. Like, come on, dude. He's trying to hit on some girl. I'm like, no, you can fuck her later. Let's go.
Yeah.
If you want to ride home.
Yeah.
Because I don't like leaving people behind, right? I told you I'd give you a ride. I was your DD.
I'm the same.
And so, I'm telling my ex, like, hey, come on, let's get out of here. And he, all of a sudden, he was like, fuck you. And I was like, what? He's like, fuck you. You don't believe me? I was like, I do believe you. I believe that you didn't spill the drink on a girl. I believe that you're trying to be a good guy. I believe all this stuff. Can we just
believe you.
leave?
Yeah.
So we have bouncers now coming and escorting him out. They have like both hands on him. They're escorting him out. And he's yelling the entire time. And then I'm like, babe, be quiet. Stop saying stuff, right? Be fucking quiet. And he's getting like very aggressive. He got kicked out from the casino. He wasn't allowed to enter for like a year or two after that, right? Because of all this.
Yeah.
And the entire time now he's mad at me because supposedly since I'm not defending him or fighting for him, right, that I'm now on everyone else's side. So we get to the car. He won't get inside the car, right? He's like, no, I'm not fucking getting, fuck you. You don't believe me, blah, blah, blah. So I shove him. Get the fuck in the car, bro.
Sure.
Little 130-pound Tiffany shoves a 210-pound dude. Get the fuck in the car. Even our buddy was like, bro, get in the car. And our buddy manhandles him and shoves him into the car, right? So as that happens, a limo rolls by, and the limo of people is like, did he just hit you? No joke. Now he's getting accused of something false again, right? And he freaks out, like hulks away. He fucking runs, rips off his shirt. He's like, fuck you all. And they're all like, we're calling the cops. We're calling the cops. I was like, please don't call the cops.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, hey, I'm sober. I'm his DD. I'm his girlfriend. It's fine. Like, he's been accused of false things. And it was a drunk party of like 50-plus-year-olds. They're a fucking mess coming out of a limo, right? So all of a sudden, our buddy and I go, sweet, we gotta go try to find him. So as we drive past, we find him getting handcuffed and put back in a fucking cop car.
Because somebody had called and
Someone
said
called the
there was
cops.
like
He's fucking acting erratic. I'm pretty sure
Right.
he almost did try to fight the fucking cops because he's trying to fight everyone. So girlfriend of the day, being a fucking hero that I am, I had to go save him, right?
Right.
So I go up to the cops and I'm, just talking to them and I'm telling them, and again, I trusted them. I was stupid. I just told them the whole story.
Right.
They were like, tell us what happened. So I told them from the very beginning till the end exactly what happened, like every fucking detail, because
Right.
I'm a woman.
Right.
So we're all sitting there, and my buddy's freaking out in the car with me because he's like, dude, my license is expired. It's like I have a lot of priors. Like, I don't know. He had a lot of priors and something wrong with it. So he thought he was going to get fucking arrested. There was something wrong with his license or something, right?
Right.
My ex is array in the back of a fucking cop car because he tried fighting everyone, including the cops.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're like, ma'am, can you step out of the car for a second? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And they were like, they did put handcuffs on me, and then they took them off later. So they put handcuffs on me. They're like, we are going to have to arrest you. And I was in shock. I was like, can I ask what I did? And they were like, ma'am, we'll tell you here in a bit. They didn't tell me. They didn't like read me my rights or anything. They just said that they were going to have to arrest me. So they put me in the back of my car. A first sergeant comes and is getting my ex out. And my ex is so drunk, he's pissing on the first sergeant's fucking car, dude. You know what I mean? He's just pissing on it. And the first sergeant's trying to get him into the car. My other buddy's like, what the fuck? I'll take your car home, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting there in shock, wondering what the fuck I did. So they get into the car. There's two of them, two men. One of them takes off my handcuffs in the back. And part of me was sitting there like, I know how to escape out of handcuffs, but obviously I'm not going to do it. But sober me, you know, I was sitting there like, what the
if
fuck?
you were drunk, maybe you would have. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Thank God I wasn't.
Yeah. Dangling him up. That's a dream.
Like,
hey, guys.
yeah, hey, look what I got off.
Looking for these?
It works well in a movie, not in real life. And they hop in and they start driving away. And I was like, can you guys please let me know? And it seemed like they felt really bad. Do you know what I mean? Like they were so nice to me.
Yeah, look, like every time I've been pulled over, even at like that, it almost feels like they don't want to. They've always been awesome. I've never had like a bad situation.
And they
like
said,
that.
ma'am, we hate to tell you this, but you admitted to a crime. And I said, what do you mean I admitted to a crime? They said, you confirmed when we asked you multiple times if that was your boyfriend, and you said yes, and you confirmed that you shoved him to try to get into the car.
Yeah,
Are you
I
serious?
came in real late, guys. And I don't mean to interrupt.
They said that now I was getting arrested for domestic violence because I confirmed that he was my boyfriend and I was dating him.
And you pushed him.
And I pushed him to get into the car.
Yeah, so when I rolled in, I heard her like mid-rant, and she was like, yeah, little 130-pound Tiffany jacked up this 240-pound dude.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is like prime, like alpha Tiffany in her like most like physically strong stage.
Pissed,
Yeah,
sober,
so
hopped up on Red Bull, and her boyfriend's being a fucking piece of shit.
she
Hell
is
yeah,
prime,
she's
ready
gonna
to
push
go.
him into
She
the
has
car.
superhero strength at this point.
Sure.
So I
Red
can
Bull
clearly
strength.
I can clearly see how this is domestic violence. Like,
This is
Duh.
such a fucked
This
up
is such
story.
a- such a duh to me.
You told me this one before, and I'm just like, that is so fucked up. And the cops had to feel bad. There was too many people that called, or there was ladies that were like, we saw. Something happened where more people were like, said
They
something.
thought he hit me, which they also asked. They said, hey,
yeah, and then they saw him and they were like, oh.
They said, hey, the
he has
50
bruising on his ribs.
No, he did not. It wasn't. Shut the fuck up. Listen, it was like the
I've
tiniest
been
thing.
with
And the
your
thing that
type.
pissed me off the most was like, dude, he was getting beat the fuck up inside by all of his friends. His buddy like fucking literally choked him out and put him into my car. But God forbid I shove him like barely. You know what I mean? Where he didn't even move.
This
He
sounds
moved
like a
0
wonderful
inches.
evening, by the way.
And then and the worst part is the cops were like, hey, we got a call from these drunk people. They said that he touched you. And I said, nope. And I was like, no, absolutely not. He didn't touch me. I pushed him into, to try to get into the car. So anyway, that was it, right? I'm sober as can be. I'm freaking the fuck out. I find out that one of the closest people that I was closest to in my life, my dad's mom, died while I was in jail. And I had to find out from a fucking public defender right before I went up to see the judge via a screen. And I'm sitting in the room with a ton of convicted felons just looking at me like I'm a piece of meat. I'm trying not to fucking cry in front of the public defender. And they were like, hey, just to let you know, everything got dropped. There's, because your boyfriend like told us the truth and everything that happened, right? And even your leadership came and vouched for you and said that you're like an amazing person. And there's a no contact, there is no contact order. And so I had to go into court. And so basically they were like, there's rules and laws and type of thing. And we feel like there was no intention to harm him and all these other things. And we drop everything and whatever else. The worst part about it, in all honesty, was the rumors circulating after it all, right?
Yeah.
Tiffany was wasted as fuck and beat up this dude and got into a fight. No one knew the real story. And everyone's thinking of young, stupid Tiffany and all these other things. And the worst part was dude, I almost wish I was a fucking mess. I almost wish I did something so fucked up to just go ahead and, fulfill all these fucking rumors.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I
It's
used to be an idiot.
When you get a DUI or whatever, and it's not the thing. So we were talking about if you get pulled over and you had just one drink.
It's what
it's
the
so
fuck?
much worse than if you're fucking super wasted and you're like, all right, yeah.
This is why
you
Georgia
got
has
me.
Ubered everywhere since
Now,
2009.
dude.
No.
No offense.
I haven't had a
2009?
car.
No offense.
I lost my last car in 2012, actually. So after I got arrested for that, I still had that same car where they found all the money and took all the money.
Sure.
Vis-a-vis my arrest, like hence the arrest warrant, where I had to run away, and I'll probably tell you guys what the call was about, but it's like super high up with crypto law and anti-money laundering laws. So, just a little teaser for later. Like if Giorgio's going to leave a show in the middle, he's going to come back with like a holy
fuck, bro.
Yeah, Giorgio does things.
Dude, what the fuck? Anyways. But we're saying that all this stuff happened with me and her at a time when Uber, like, even taking a taxi cab, like in California,
calling a cab,
taking
that's
a cab,
non-existent. Yeah,
calling a cab wasn't a thing unless you're in New York. So like New York had it fucking right? Like nobody got DUIs in New York because no one was fucking driving.
Correct.
They were taking cabs
Everyone
everywhere.
was taking cabs,
and
yeah.
so now, if you get a DUI now,
Tiffany, what state were you in when this happened?
Missouri. Oh, no, that was Washington.
Oh, so I don't know anything about that. But in St. Louis, people be driving dirty and drunk all the time.
Oh, I know. Well, in St. Louis, I used to drive drunk.
All the time.
so they don't
In
put you
college.
over there.
I was stupid.
The cops have other things to do there.
Moving to, I know where I'm moving.
They
Every
the cops are very busy, particularly in St. Louis City.
Yeah, and I
And
mostly
around-
know the city and the
Yeah,
downtown.
and around that area.
Yeah.
And they're mostly looking for gang-related violence. They're not really concerned like, okay, this person's drunk and they're driving pretty well, so we'll leave them be. Like,
Four-wheeler and dirt bike gangs that just ride around downtown in the ritzy parts in packs together, kind of like the Rough Riders, DMX style.
Sure.
People make homemade firecrackers and just let them
Meth
off in the
meth
street.
is
Right.
super prominent.
Oh,
in
yeah, there's a lot of
Missouri.
meth, but that's more of like the rural areas of Missouri. That's how I know she's not really from the city.
Meth loves.
They're
Actually,
saying
one of my
turn up.
co- one of my
They're saying
college
turn
good
up your
friends-
mic a little bit. Sorry.
Turn up mine? Mm-hmm. Okay.
One of
You're
our
Is that
one of my
better,
college
everybody? A little bit
girlfriends
more
who I ran
G
track
for
with, her
y'all.
mom was 100% a big old meth head
Really?
and lived near.
Reginald Ruford says he loves my balls, so he's definitely a OnlyFans subscriber.
Oh, because you show your balls on OnlyFans?
There was one I did. It was one of the deleted ones. It was probably like the dick pics that got deleted. As soon it's
That
because
you
it's
delete
because
it?
it's
That
because,
you
it's because
delete
a
it?
girl wanted to see my OnlyFans, and I wanted to be a respectable OnlyFans.
No, that's.
I didn't want it to be as ratchet as I truly am, so I censored myself.
Wait, I thought you wear your heart on your sleeve and you are who you are.
I am, but I'm a
But
disgusting
he also
person on
wants
the
to get.
inside.
He also wants to get fucking laid. Giorgio.
By this particular girl again.
And
you-
if she never knows and I just decide to get my shit together, I can. And that's the beauty about my life. Like not having any kids and having a somewhat respectable position at a industry that no one knows what the fuck it is.
Oh no! I mean, this is all recorded. You're definitely. You're going down.
This is how
Oh, I hope so.
I'm
I
joking.
need to be canceled
This is how
tomorrow.
I'm
just joking.
Cancel
forever.
me now.
Cancel me now.
Please, I need the smoke. I need it. Give me that camera time.
Oh, you're like, listen. Any attention's good attention.
Good attention.
Chris Jenner
You'll
taught
just
me
throw
well.
out. You'll just throw out.
Yeezy taught me.
What?
Yeezy taught me.
Yeezy? Oh my lord! Did you
Jabel's got
smoke
that one.
more outside?
Yeah,
when you were
exactly.
on-
We don't know what happened to Giorgio when he
Giorgio's
went
getting
outside.
drunk now too.
Now he's getting drunk.
Oh,
So
look.
Giorgio, you'll throw stuff out sometimes. Like we'll be talking about relationships or something, and you'll be like, "Yeah, like the time the girl pooped on me or whatever." And
She
so
was
now is the
bulimic,
time.
and she had taken laxatives because she had felt bloated that day, and she was coming. And as she was coming, she just let it all out. I remove her from on top of me. I go to the shower. I clean off very well. We don't even talk about it. I give her a kiss on the forehead. I take the sheets off the bed, and we never mention it again. And she makes
No.
me a handmade card, a Hallmark card, drawn with marker. Sorry, I shit on your dick. It's one of the few
Sorry,
things
shit on
I
your bed or
still.
shit on your dick.
Sorry,
on
I
your
shit on your
dick.
dick.
That's sweet.
Right?
But Giorgio, wait.
Handmade cards are really the best. There's a lot of heart put into them.
So sorry, just one question, I guess.
I know you have
because
questions.
we're
For
getting
sure.
we're getting weird, and it's only our good friends watching, so I guess we're good. So I'm sorry, it was anal or it wasn't?
No.
No, that's what you didn't hear him. He said
Yeah,
it when
yeah.
she came.
But I didn't know if she was coming from.
But listen, you and I have talked about this before, right? There is some times where you are coming so hard.
Yeah.
And
that
you have taken
everything
laxatives.
feels like it's just going and relaxing. There's times where I'm like, I hope I don't fart.
You
Yeah,
missed
yeah,
the
yeah.
laxatives
See,
part.
She what?
She was bulimic and she took laxatives because she
laxatives.
felt bloated that day.
Right.
I think I was supposed to work and we had some unexpected sex. Like maybe she just was
Sure.
having a rough day.
This is all normal. Yeah.
And, because, that's the type of girl I'm into.
Oh, her body just said, out with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Giorgio.
Giorgio, did you finish still?
No.
That's a great question.
It is.
Ivan asked.
And I think
Ivan.
that's what
Ivan-
separates me from the true Drinkin Bros. I think that's the line. Like a Jared Taylor still busts that nut.
Well, here's the thing. You took care of her.
Ivan, that was a
Okay,
good
so here's the
question.
thing,
Yeah, no,
that's
I
the
loved
thing,
how you handled
is
it,
that
by
you
the
took
way.
care of her. You weren't sitting there like,
Yep,
let's
yep,
get it
yep.
off in the shit pile around
Or
you.
just like, ooh,
You knew she was
God.
embarrassed. You cleaned it up. You gave her the kiss on the forehead. You guys went, I guarantee till this day, she's probably not as scarred about the entire situation because of the way you handled it. Right?
Oh, she pegs dudes now.
Did you? That's the type of girl
Dead
you
ass.
like, Giorgio. But did you
Oh, no.
hook up
That's
with
still
her
virgin.
after that?
That's what I'm curious.
Yeah, we were dating.
Oh, so you dated after that?
Yeah.
And you were able to separate that situation.
This same girl also threw up on my penis.
Okay, and,
Like
and what was that
full-on
happen?
Puke.
And how did that happen?
This girl is a champion. Plays it off.
Like she didn't?
Yeah. The only way I
Like,
know,
you had
because
chunks-
I'm laying back, and I'm pretty apathetic about blowjobs in the first place.
Right, you don't
But-
love them.
You're like, eh.
We know you're the one guy in the entire world, but go ahead. No, go. It's fine.
Yeah, I only reason I know is because it's a little warmer, and like you can kind of tell when they're spitting on it. There's like a rhythm. It's
Was
like
there
I'm
chunks of
off
food?
it, and then the slobber comes on. So it's like the slobber is there while she's down, and it's
Okay.
like, and then I smell it. And then I'm like, oh no, that's what that is. I'm like, that spit should not be that warm.
Do you still remember the smell, right? Like it's still
Vividly.
sometimes vividly, right?
But that's all it was. It was just warm.
Maybe this is why I don't like blowjobs.
Maybe.
Maybe we're
that
getting-
sounds a
maybe
little
we're
bit
getting
scarring, by
somewhere,
the
yeah.
way. Yeah.
So it was warm. Was there any food?
Yeah, was there chunks?
Faux show.
For sure chunks.
Was it?
It looked like the tiny little pepperonis that you got on the elementary school pizza.
Fucking A, I'm gonna puke.
Dude, you just ruined pepperonis for me.
On the Tostinos, by the way, my fave.
Stop ruining.
My
No, we're
fave.
not talking. We're not comparing to any good food to any foods anymore.
To everyone who's watching
a real
this,
crispy
gang, gang.
Tostino.
No, I'm not.
You just get the undercrust really good, but those
I
little
love pizza.
pieces.
Pizza is my favorite fucking food. And you're-
Everybody is puking in here, Giorgio, but
Dude.
I love your candor.
Nothing
I
like
have
the
to
smell
say
of
I love your
stomach acid
candor.
and old food. That's
This
what-
isn't like I said, we're at like 75% of
Oh,
the craziest
yeah.
things that have happened to me.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we have to keep it, yeah.
Now, Georgia, do you know yourself well enough to know like the exact type of girl that you go for? Good or bad, whatever. Do you know? And is that what you continue? Is that what you want to continue going for?
I have not dated my type in so long.
And can you
Why is
tell
that?
us what that is? Sorry,
They
I was just curious.
don't respond.
Huh?
they don't respond.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is?
I
Yeah, so what
usually
is your
meet them
type?
on the internet via Tinder or Bumble.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in Austin, you know.
Okay, so tell us your type then.
Now we
Tell us
need
your
to know
so
your
we can try
type.
to
Now we
find
need
it.
to know
can
your
look
type.
for it. Mm-hmm. So are you like
Platinum
big on-
blonde hair.
So you like what?
Platinum blonde hair.
You love blondes.
No, specifically platinum blonde, and she has to take care of it. Like, if we're going to circle this back to foot fetish, if we're going to go like double episode callback, if a girl can take care of platinum hair, she can
And
take care
keep
of
it
you.
white.
And still soft, like you can touch it.
Mm-hmm.
If a platinum blonde girl lets you touch her hair, that's the most intimate moment you two will have together.
To you.
Like she will never need to say I
you.
love you, because that moment that your dirty finger oils are getting
Sure.
in that beautiful white hair.
Giorgio, fucking A.
He's got a boner behind
Now
her.
look, yeah, you've got a boner right now. Everyone can see the boner. You're on camera now, bud.
TJ said Giorgio's the right kind of degenerate.
He really is. And I should have said that in the beginning when I was describing you. Like you were this perfect degenerate, like in the best way, right? Like, and I'm wondering if you like girls that are degenerate or if you're going for someone that is not like you.
So you like older chicks too?
When I was younger.
Oh, okay.
It was specifically when I was.
That's what the guys are saying.
No, I know, but when you were younger, so you don't like.
There was something like in my mind, like I had these like concepts or these ideas that I wanted to do that I thought were hot. Like I wanted to like live out my fantasies in a weird way,
Of
which
like
you should
a
never
MILF.
do. I do not recommend that to any of you. Keep that to the internet. Do not try it online. You only like to masturbate to it. You don't really like it.
That's what I say. So like when Ross was getting mad, like in Vegas, like,
know.
dude, I fucking I'll do that shit to you, and I go,
what? You watch the tantric like tie it up stuff? I'll do it to you. And
Yeah.
you're like, I like watching it.
I like
Doesn't mean
watching
I
it.
want to do it.
Do you think I actually want my asshole ripped open and to be fucking whipped while I'm tied
Dear
up, hanging
God.
from a hook? Like, I don't actually want that.
Yeah.
Right?
But I want to see
like
the girl.
watching it,
I want to
so
see
let
the
me
girl who gets
watch
off to
it.
that.
You what?
You want to see the girl who gets off to that. Like I want to see
Yes.
the girl who likes that.
Yes. And
And
we've
that's
talked
kinda
about this
hot
before.
to watch.
Yes.
Sorry, I haven't seen all of your back catalog. I'm trying to.
No,
catch
no,
up.
no. But that's our main. I mean, whenever we talk about it, it's like we just like to see people that are into what they're doing.
Yes.
And not
Fully into,
fake.
doesn't matter.
And not produced.
See,
and
now
like,
you guys are
fully
getting.
into
Now
it.
you guys are understanding G a little bit more with the daddy issues and why the blowjobs are so like apathetic. Is like when I was like that. You go like also going back to the alpha male. If you're judged on who you can beat up and the hottest girl you can fuck.
Sure.
Those are
yeah.
the two things
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
are rated
yeah.
on as a man.
Yeah, yeah.
So as a wrestler and you're drunk and you don't meet a girl at the bar, you start a fight. Or you take all your scholarship money that you get and you buy them shots for 50 cents because you think that's chivalry in
Sure.
some fucking way at that point
Sure,
in time.
sure.
Yeah, so you get one or the other.
But that's why the apathy to blowjobs still hasn't really been explained.
So you think girls?
It's way better to get a girl off. Like you're a way like better guy. You're a way more alpha dude if you're getting these hot girls off.
My husband.
Okay.
My husband has a very.
And they
similar
keep coming
mindset.
back,
My husband's
and-
like, listen, you're like a real fucking man. If you're able to give them everything and more and more and more, and then you're last.
I also so part of me thinks that you could then like mistreat them. Like if you could get a girl off and like let her have a good time when she's drunk, she's willing to come back to you drunk more often without having to have a relationship at that
That's
point
true.
in time. Which then if you have
Yeah.
a stable of girls, you're even more alpha, especially if you don't have any committed relationship to them. So you specifically seek out this type. And then if you give them a little bit of attention and get them hooked a little bit, like
Sure.
a drug addict, and then pull away, it's just it's a mess.
Oh my god! But that's
This
dangerous, though.
this ends with girls.
That's a game though, and
This
that's
ends up with girls who are so familiar with your home that they're willing to walk in the front door without you answering and your bedroom door to see you fucking another girl.
Oh shit.
And this is back when you could send like group texts, and I had a flip phone, like for some part of college. And so it wouldn't start a group message. It would just send it to all of them.
Oh yeah,
It's a
those
fuckboy's
days where
wet
you could
dream.
just like
Well, you
send
can
a
send
bunch.
individually, and it would send
and
individually
nobody-
to everyone.
And I could just send DTF, and these girls would come over. Like, what? Like, no respect.
But you are such a
But you like
crazy
that.
person that you send it to all of them,
Simultaneously. Because I'm so drunk that I can't text
and
them
you don't
individually.
care if they all show up and see each other.
But you're saying that you got them so hooked at
I
that
didn't
point.
I didn't consider it.
You're saying that you got them so hooked at that point, and so
Emotionally, physically, at some way. Like,
And
I
then
needed
obviously they had-
validation.
and
And the only
obviously they had-
validation I could get was them wanting me.
and obviously they had some type of issues to be okay with it and want you more because they're
Oh,
like,
yeah, clearly.
right? So
Really?
that's kind of what you fed off of, yeah. So those are the type of girls you still like. Wait, so you like platinum blondes? You like girls who have daddy issues?
No, we're
What
just
do you
we're just
want?
describing the character. You're just getting like little pieces of
The
the
character.
backstory.
But you've
and, like,
changed it
random
though from when
flashbacks.
you were younger. Have you not? Like you want someone
Oh, because like
different.
okay, I always say this, and this is like really fucked up, but it quantifies it perfectly. It's like once you fucked a 10, you fucked them all. So like once you've had sex with a girl that like can't be any hotter, and you've done stuff that can't be any wilder, and like you fulfilled it all, it's just like what is left? Like you've hit Everest, and you're like
Then
this
you
is-
gotta go
this is-
down.
This is the thoughtiest thought.
Right, right.
Where do I go from here?
Right.
Oh shit, I guess true love.
Right. Or down to where you do weirder. No, I guess.
Yeah, let's go up.
It's like you've already done it.
You've already done it.
And
You've already done all the dirty
if you
shit,
go
right?
down the kink rabbit hole, you get sad because you realize you don't want that.
Sure.
And you realize it's not as hot, and the kind of people who like do that regularly are not the kind of people you want to be associated with. So then you have this weird like split dichotomy with yourself.
So you've said before on the show, and recently we've talked about Miley Cyrus now
she's
being
great.
your exact type.
Oh, she is.
Completely.
What about her, besides looks, is the type?
I thought she likes women.
She probably does. I used to love lesbians. Absolutely
Right.
love them. Like my best
That may be
friends were
part of it.
lesbians.
That could be part of it. Because didn't you say that many girls that you've dated became lesbians after?
No, in college,
Or
I
they
wanted
were
to.
lesbians and
I,
you wanted to
I
change
went
them.
after a girl's basketball. So like all the athletes were kind of incestuous in that sense because we spent all of our time together. She was a girl's basketball player, not to feed a stereotype by any means.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
had a girlfriend named Natalie who looked a lot like me. That people, when they would see us all three together, would assume that me and Natalie were brother and sister. Little did she know that when her girlfriend felt like cheating on her, it was with me. And for some reason, my dumbass 19-year-old brain thought that I could like solve all her problems with my dick.
All right, you're getting off track. So Giorgio, what about Miley Cyrus besides looks? We know she's hot, cool looking, you know.
She's
What is it?
a talented artist. Like
Okay.
she's like in that sense, like, you know,
Sure.
I have some respect for my job.
Sure.
You know, I do like what I do. I do try to understand art and convey emotion in some sort of way or in a medium that then other people relate to.
You're fucking high. Go ahead.
I mean,
Just
duh.
joking. But yeah, no, I get that. Obviously, her talent too. Her voice is amazing.
Yeah.
she is talented.
She's really free with herself. I mean, she's always
Right,
on
is
stage.
that-
She's like, you know, she's swinging on a fucking wrecking ball. She's licking everything. She's, you know.
Is it the weatheredness of it? The raspy voice now? The
No, I mean,
smoking?
it doesn't like, so like Miley Cyrus is just like an extreme example of an like archetype. A girl who's willing to go after whatever she wants, whatever dream that she has, forgo all other ideas, concepts. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I
Zero
hear you guys. I
apologies.
hear you guys talk about, you know, the social constructs of women quite a bit. Like a girl like Miley Cyrus obviously has to. Some of that affects her, but some of that she'll never understand.
Sure.
She's got to go do whatever the fuck she wants as
Yeah,
an
yeah,
artist
yeah.
and be the center of
She doesn't have to
attention
look
no
at-
matter what.
Right.
She
I don't
never
want to
gets-
hear numbers or album sales. Like, I'm just going to make this fucking. She made the weirdest fucking albums that made nothing, but they were awesome, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go that far. I'd go in the sense of like, oh, I don't have to worry about my college boyfriend and like a sorority fraternity or like looking at our first starter home and making 75% of what he makes.
Right.
Or not getting the attention when we go to parties together or I don't ever get to tell my stories. We just get to hear his stories. Like none of that shit she has to worry about. She's like, I'm going to worry about whatever the fuck I want to do because it makes hella money and I get to chase every dream that I want. So any girl who's like passionate about something is willing to throw all her inhibitions to the wind and go for something is attractive to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Especially if that's successful. It's
So
like,
you look
holy
more
shit.
like
Like you figured
character.
it out. Like you've put the time in, you've worked. Like, you
Right.
know, you like, I can talk about you. Like we talked about before, like if I could just talk about my significant other the entire time at a party, give me shit to talk about.
Yeah. Like, she's so awesome. She does this.
Yeah, because you
she's
did say
into
you really
that.
like to
yeah.
brag about others. Like you want your girlfriend.
Because I don't want
wife
to talk
be,
about
like,
myself because I'm
highly
insecure of my own
accomplished.
abilities.
Yeah.
Because I've always come up short with a lot of things that I've tried.
Have you dated anyone here in Austin yet?
Yes, but not since we've moved.
Not since we've moved.
I went on one date, but I have not dated anyone.
Oh well, you know what
Do you
we
wanna
might have
say
to
what
do
hap-
tonight? Try to find him a date.
That's why I kept trying to ask you what your type is, because if I see someone out tonight,
Well,
I want to be
think-
like,
I
that's
think Ivan
Giorgio.
nailed it. Ivan said that he's into 60-year-old platinum blondes that take a boatload of laxatives and has an ambition.
That's
Ambition,
right.
To have ambition.
Fair.
They're perfect.
That's very
for him.
fair.
It actually said with a boat, which is, we've talked about, he'll have sex with older
Ladies who have
Ladies.
I wanted
as
to
long as they have a
experience
boat.
being the boy toy.
Right.
Like, I don't get why the boys can't understand it. Maybe they're too far away from that to remember
You like feeling
those
like a boy
days.
toy? Kind of
Oh, of course. Like, is there any other
Kinda taken care of?
greater feeling than knowing that a woman is using you than just for sex? That you're a flesh dildo? Like, how could that stimulate your
Right?
ego anymore?
A girl would hate it, but a guy would fucking love it. Like I would hate if someone was just
Some
like,
girls do love it though.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's be real.
She's like,
That's
I got
true.
that bomb pussy.
I wouldn't, but you're right. You're right. I
I
guess
mean,
that,
obviously, that's probably because men don't experience that enough, and women experience that constantly. And so that's a novelty to us.
That's very true. You always want something that you cannot have. That's not feasibly
Yep.
possible.
Or
it
just
seems.
something that you haven't experienced.
Well, that's
you know?
true. And
People
many
who have
men
never
have not
felt
experienced that. Let's be fucking real.
just
I mean?
using you for sex.
Just using you for sex.
That would be the ultimate accomplishment,
What
huh?
about dominatrix?
no,
about-
no,
what?
no.
No, so you don't.
no.
So you don't.
I don't.
mind
I don't.
being
Like,
used
I don't
for
like
sex, but you
girls
don't
who
wanna
like
be
being
dominated.
choked. I don't get it.
Oh, really?
I don't get it. It's like I could kill you in a second if I wanted to, without
Have you
even
ever?
trying.
Have
that's
you ever
part
been?
of it.
You've been choked up before, though. You're a wrestler. right?
Yeah, as like a fun game where you like walk up behind your friends and choke them out when they're unsuspecting, and then
Yeah.
watch them like twitch a little
I
bit. on
think
the
part of
ground.
it is the danger of it, and then obviously restricting airways when you're coming.
I don't.
It-
I guess I don't
it
like. I guess
heightens
so. This is a really. I guess this is a funny example to throw back to. Ross tried to like play up how hot Hannah was, like when we were at the show, and
tried
how
to play
Hannah
what?
would and how Hannah would be my type.
Hannah,
I forget her last name. She's one of the girls who bailed on us tonight.
You're also like, excuse me, Hannah.
she was the one of the girls that bailed on what?
Us tonight. She bailed on all of us tonight.
Heather.
Heather.
Sorry,
Oh wow,
okay.
I'm drunk. Heather.
Oh, okay. So he told you how hot she was.
Yeah, when
Heather
Ross,
is fucking hot.
Yeah, when Ross brought Heather on, he was like, "Oh, Giorgio, don't mess the camera up." Like, you know, I was doing a bunch of things. I was like, Heather is the exact opposite of the girl I would want to be with. She would try to challenge me like,
is-
in an alpha way. It's the same way Tiffany would. So, like, in a way that me and Tiffany would have a great working relationship that no one would ever have to worry about sex. is
Right.
That she would challenge me as an alpha, and I would be like, "Dear God, why are you doing this? You know this isn't even a question."
Right. We have to preface with Heather is very hot.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
Heather's
Just
hot.
not your type
And the
as far
type
as
of- in
the
sen-
alpha situation.
Yeah, like always wanting to nip and always wanting to challenge and finding that in a flirtatious, that's part of their love language in a way.
Got it.
Where to me it's like, okay, this could be fun, but if you're really going to try to hit me hard, it's like, oh, I know you're trying to hit me hard, girl. It's like, all right, I'm going to grab your hand. Don't do this. And it's like, obviously as a dude, like,
Yeah. No, I get that.
yeah, it's like, this isn't even fun.
You're like,
just don't.
where they're like, just try it. And you're like, I mean,
I don't think I've ever been like that. Though.
that's not a good assessment
I
of
will
Tiffany,
say, here's
but
one
yeah.
thing about alpha females is a lot of times with women who are alpha in life, right? Who are so in control of everything and they're dominant and they're independent and everything else. The last thing that they want to do is be dominant and take charge in bed. A lot of times we like being the complete opposite. We like feeling like we don't have any control. We like feeling like we're womanly and
Which is why I would say you would go for the most
Right.
alpha of males.
Got
and
it.
to prove that sometimes
Yeah.
you need to make sure that they're alpha.
But so here's the thing.
that they're actually as
because
alpha
you're,
as they're
'cause you're
acting
alpha
like
as
they
fuck, and you need to make sure that he's more alpha than you.
But
Because if
here's
he's not,
what's
you're
funny
moving to
about
the
that.
next.
Them.
is that I have gone for some of the most alpha guys out there and
I
it's
can
never
imagine.
worked. It's clashed, right? Because the problem is neither of us can put our fucking egos aside. It's like, oh, I'm more, and your whole relationship becomes competitive. Whereas my husband, I think there's like, what they call it? It's not type A, but I think it was called like type Z or something, right? Where he is alpha, right? But at the same time, he knows he has to push it down deep in order for us to like get along well and for us to be okay. Like, and I have to do that sometimes with him. I know his ego gets in the way and I'm like, okay, like, or he wants to win this one. It's like, okay, we don't always have to do that. So we try to take turns now, but before, oh yeah. That was
Which is why I want to
rough.
circumvent all of that by not even bringing it up. Like
Yeah.
having our both unique but different roles.
Right.
So you want a woman who's more like, who needs you?
Maybe, or
Who's
can
like
challenge my alpha in another way. She won't do it physically. She won't do it. Yes, physically is definitely the biggest one. She'll do it creatively, comedically. She'll do it with wit. She'll do it in some other way.
Like I always say, where she will use her strengths as a woman and not try and challenge you as a man, right? Like
she's
I can
your
do-
complimentary dance partner.
Right. She
So
is
she's
just
constantly
as strong,
challenging you.
if not stronger, but in the way that women are strong and stronger.
But she's not like putting you down strong. Like she doesn't need.
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She is allowing you to raise yourself to the expectation that she knows that you can achieve. And she's giving you the platform to do it. And it's all about you as being the kind of person to meet that. And then if you both do that, you're both each other's, perfect person.
Yes.
I
That
agree
she's
with
not like, all right,
And then you
let's
both
fucking lift.
and then you stay attracted to
See if
each
you
other.
can lift the same.
I hate working out.
Tiffany's the only one that could probably still lift the same as her husband, but most people can't, right?
I can't. No, I actually don't even like working out with him. I like working out on my own.
Nobody likes working out with their
No, I don't
Can we agree? No one likes actually
No. The couple
See, this is where I think
working
it would
out
be
with their
fine.
significant other.
I would be fine with it.
You would be fine with it. I'm telling you, it's just
Because
not.
I think that's because
here's the problem. We have very different workouts. We do very different things. He likes to focus on his arms. I'll focus on my
Always.
lower body. It's just
Always.
like I don't like competing. Here's the thing. I compete
Tiffany,
with
but if you say those exact sentences to any physical trainer, they're gonna roll their eyes at you.
I mean-
You're all gonna do different workouts for different specifics of time for different things. Each of you have completely different goals.
and we have
So
completely
why
different
can't you go to the
anatomy.
gym at the same time? That's what's so dumb to me. It's like
Exactly.
what your workout is. You know how many reps you're supposed to be hitting on that weight during
and the
that time.
second that my significant other like tells me how to do one of the like exercises or like how I'm like changing my form,
Correct.
I'm done.
See, this is so
I'm out.
this is
Or
so
the
this is so
minute
beyond
that I want
me.
to take a break, or someone comes up and talks to me, and then and then he's like, "Come on, let's go work out. Like, come on,
No.
let's keep going." I'm like, "Okay,
No.
Well, there's a difference in being lazy. Like if someone's calling you out for being lazy,
Not lazy. Not lazy.
well, she's describing that. Like being in the gym and talking to people is being
No, she
lazy.
No,
didn't.
it's not."
No, he doesn't want someone
Considering
comes.
that I
You're
get-
there for a reason, Tiffany.
Someone comes up and says hi to her, and he wants the conversation with her and a guy to end. So he
Oh,
goes,
that's
okay.
that's way
let's-
different.
We're
That's way
working
different
out.
than
We're
like
working out.
hanging out and talking to somebody
No, it's
about
not.
No,
working
she's
out.
not hanging out and talking. They're
don't
No,
fucking
fucking
you'll
working
find
out.
those
To
people
hang
at the
out.
gym. You'll find those to like keep yourself from hitting that set, to give you that extra 5 minutes of like gaining your rest and gaining your air because you don't want to go to that set and you're ignoring hitting that set again. And if I know, no.
Do you work
We
out?
have to go to this meetup, Giorgio. We
Like,
do
No.
love
you're
you,
so
though. We're just
fucking high.
joking. We're just joking.
I love
we
both of you.
do
I
love
love
you,
trolling.
and we're gonna have to have Giorgio on again because
Yeah.
I didn't even get into all the weird dating stories that he has, which I think would be
Correct.
A
we
really
went down
good-
None,
high
but-
rabbit holes.
Can I interrupt both of you to do something I need to do?
Yeah.
I have to apologize to everyone who's listened to this episode so far, everyone who's watched, and I'm really sorry for leaving in the middle of a show and disrespecting both of you. And I'm dead ass serious, and I know I'm a little drunk and a little high, but your show is awesome, and I love both of you, and I thank you for having me on, and I'm sorry if I interrupted in any way, and those girls who disrespected both of you, we still love them too.
Giorgio. I love you so much. Are you gonna ever tell
So
us
do
what the
I.
call was about?
Oh yeah, it's a company who manage. So anyone who wants to set up either a crypto ATM or a crypto exchange in a state needs to. Each state has different filing processes to make sure it's a anti-money laundering trust. So this company manages that for you, and it doesn't file yet, but gives you updates and drafts of your files that you need to file for yourself, and then manages it for you. So right now, the current client is who's ever into crypto and has already had experience with it and wants to set an exchange, and then later whoever wants to open an ATM. And I'll be doing all their animations for them.
Here's
Okay.
the thing.
I thought it was like some drug stuff.
I mean, it is
just
for
to
sure.
let you know, me personally, I'm not offended by you taking the call, and I admire you for actually remembering
I
it because
know.
I'm pretty bad.
Well, I completely didn't remember. My buddy in California texted me.
Well,
I
thank
set an
God for your
alarm.
buddy
I did
in
3
fucking
things. I even
California.
asked about it. I was
No, that was sweet. That was sweet, Giorgio.
I appreciate your apology.
no, because I don't feel like those. Like I feel like that stuff comes across as nagging or comes across as dumb, and I think we need to take a point to like recognize it.
Yeah.
And if we do, then everyone like doesn't need to talk about it, and it's understood.
Yeah.
And then we can grow from there. in between men and women.
He's
You're fucking high as shit,
fucking
Giorgio.
high. He's like
You're
high
high as
Gandhi
shit,
right
brother.
now.
Let's fucking
Super
go.
High Gandhi right now. And I fucking
Giorgio,
love
you're
it.
supposed to be security for us. You're gonna be high as shit.
No, we have Dan. Fuck,
We
Dan's
have
gonna be high
oh
too.
shit,
Yeah,
we
Dan
gotta
is
go. We
always-
gotta go.
Dan is always
Everyone's
strapped.
gonna be high.
Okay, so we didn't get to advice today, which is totally fine.
Totally
guys.
fine. We had the best time.
But we fucking love you, Giorgio. Thank you so much for coming on and everyone listening to all of our arresting stories. We just all told everyone how much we just all got arrested.
Well, everyone in here is like, didn't know you guys were such G's. I love you more now.
So
So
now you know.
we hope that's how it's received. And
so there you go.
uh,
I know, right? Well, hey, listen, if you get anything here, you get the goddamn truth. That's for fucking sure, don't you?
yep. We love you guys.
We
Thanks
do.
for tuning in. We will talk to you later.
Bye. Did it with the